Welcome to Neurodivergent Nurture, episode 2. My name is Allison, and I am autistic. If you want to do a little catch up, the last episode was about basically my diagnosis, little intro about myself, and how I even came to accept and get excited about the idea of being a mother as an autistic person. Now I am full force ahead. And I just want to talk in this episode about why we went with the clinic we did in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and some preliminary steps that we took before I will go there later on. First off, why we ruled out IVF in the States. Well, price. I mean, it's like $30,000, $40,000 all said and done if you want to do it here. And it's easy for me to say that because after we met with a wonderful clinic here, the doctor and the medical team, great. And then we talked to the also equally as wonderful person in charge of the financial end of it. And we just kind of hit a wall there because it was just too much. But yet we needed to do this. So what do? I was suddenly willing to look into doing this abroad. Now, previously, in recent months, actually, my husband brought up the idea of even just getting a dental work, getting a crown done in Mexico or Costa Rica. Why don't you do that? And for those of us that thrive on routine and safety and security, #autism, going to a foreign place for not only a procedure with a new person doing things to your body, but then the recovery zone that you don't have your own bed. And for me, my own cats, and I just couldn't imagine trying to get through the emotional kind of part of it and recovery. So pretty amazing for me to be considering and doing IVF abroad. But then again, it's for bringing another being into the world. It's not just about me. So that's what this whole thing is. That's the whole theme, right? Is that this is for the greater good. This is for a whole nother life. So I found the willingness in myself to go do IVF abroad. So I first went into Reddit and was just looking for ideas, and I did find a lot of recommendations in Mexico. Others for places like Greece, Turkey, Netherlands. I don't remember exactly, but they didn't sound very affordable to me, even from the plane ticket. So definitely the first reason for choosing honing in on Mexico was the price. But little side story, we did consider Nicaragua briefly because my husband knows friend that's a doctor there, and he recommended another doctor, which we totally trust that this would be high quality care. However, when I had the initial interview, I had a little WhatsApp video interview with the doctor and my husband, this guy was just talking mostly to my husband, pretty insulting, like not very respectful. And that was a huge red flag for me, that you can have all the skill in the world and you can even tell me your success rates, but if I'm going to go somewhere also for like $6,000, but I didn't feel like I was going to get the processing time that I needed in communication or email, or I don't know, the attention and care that I need, like, no. But also, to be fair, they're not very used to the flow of medical tourism there, whereas the places in Mexico, their websites know exactly what to tell you. And I'm really thankful. And that's what I need. I need to see that this has flowed well for other people. I need some security and reassurance. The interview with the LIV, LIV clinic in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, where I am booked, they gave me a lot of space to speak. They carried the conversation primarily with me, but didn't exclude my husband. He's a huge part of this. But I will be going there, I will have the most of these procedures done to me. So this is just really important. So yeah, in the interview, they gave me lots of space to speak and ask questions. And they reflected things like, this is going to be difficult for you emotionally. Like, we know this comes up for people and this comes up for people. And they told me what to expect. And kept this really predictable. Ooh, they gave me a calendar. So I was able to see, here's when I will have this procedure. Here's when I take the trigger shot. Here's when my husband has his procedure, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm just able to look at a calendar, which I've referenced like 10 times already, just to kind of stare at it again and be like, all right. Whew. And then they let me communicate to them through email all the time and ask things like, oh, how do you get you're prescribing me medication, but my pharmacy can't fill this medication. So like it's international. So what do you want me to do? And they help walk me through that. What's going to be a typical day at the clinic? How long will I typically be there? Okay. So I'm going into this, thankfully, perhaps I have an autistic audience of maybe one person. I don't even know, but you know what I mean? Where you just need the security to be able to kind of rehearse a day in your head. I mean, I'm looking up everything from my path to walk to the clinic and just like the cost of things, the nearby stores, and just trying to like prepare myself. Another little side story is that I mentioned in the last episode that I have a friend coming with me for the first 10 days while I'm there without my husband. And thank God, because she's going to help me figure out things that my brain won't be able to process when I land from an airplane. Seriously, that's always just been a strong effect on me, that when I land, I can't just go, and then my Spanish brain probably won't work. I speak Spanish enough, but it'll probably kind of die a little bit. So I'm super thankful that she's gonna be with me. Okay, another reason we went with LIV is they are an all-women clinic. And that just meant a lot to me. Just to know that they're doctors, their medical team, just an all-women staff. And they have pictures of them on the website. Just meeting them just made me feel super comfortable. And again, their communication has been amazing. And they also have a Facebook group where there's testimonials or news of babies and tips about where to stay, things like that. So another reason, affordable transport, food, and lodging. Not everything has been jacked up to US prices like your average resort area, because Nuevo Vallarta, where the clinic is actually a resort town close to Puerto Vallarta. So anyway, I was able to find everything affordable so far, compared to like traveling abroad to Europe for this, I would say. Just for the sake of it being Mexico, that's how we were able to do that. So some things that I have learned from these first preliminary steps that might be helpful are, okay, I wasn't sure how to get my medication. They gave me these prescriptions through email, and I'm like, how am I gonna fill that? My pharmacy said they won't fill international. Anyway, they have a third party that can do that. And there's other ways to get it. You can ask your primary doctor to prescribe medication. So that was actually what we did. So easy. And then your insurance can cover that. Also, they sent me a list of preliminary tests that I did. So that was just the first hurdle to get over. I would say the hysterosonogram was the most painful, but the nice nurse held my hand, and I probably mostly just cried from the vulnerability of it all. What else? I mean, FSH, LH, all the STD testings, prolactin, estradiol, complete blood panel, AMH. There was a lot. And then my husband also had to get a series of tests. So everything was looking good. And I am all set to go. Pretty excited, actually. Another little side story. This is a autism moment here. But as my friend and I were talking about going, I've gotten myself so much in a mindset of this is a medical trip. I did not, I'm using my vacation days for it because I don't really want to tell anyone, but it didn't even occur to me that I might like going to the beach. I might like walking around. I'm just expecting myself to feel awful. I guess maybe if I feel okay one day, then it'll be a nice surprise that I'm up for going for a walk or something. But I'm expecting to be like a downer, you know, to my friend. Yeah, another little side moment here, just vulnerability moment, I guess, with my friend, is that I had to really be open with her about the worry that she's going to see me in sensory shutdown. But I highly recommend, if you know that your autism can lead you to have some like really breakdown moments in response to overstimulation. I've learned so much from just letting my friends know, and then it's just no big deal because it's out in the air, and I don't have to worry about, is it going to happen and what are they going to do? I can say, hey, we're going to a beach destination. Just want you to know that I can take care of myself and go back to the hotel when I start getting a little antsy from the sand sticking to my skin and the sun angle and all the other stuff that I like could lead me to have a little internal freak out, and how much like my brain shuts down after I get off an airplane, and I might need your help with this and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I think I'm just like kind of just making sure I say it to really let someone fully in, to be aware of like, yeah, how big this could be and how much help I might need. From the website for LIV Fertility Center, they specialize in IVF over 40 specific protocols. I'm sure, of course, many clinics do that. They have this thing called microsort for gender selection. Now that's wild to me. I had no idea before going into this that you can select your gender. I don't see us doing that. We want a girl, but that just seems so like, I'll just take a baby, okay? Or two, whatever. 1, 2. 2, 4, 1. And then it also says our top-rated doctors and fertility specialists have over 40 years of combined experience in reproductive medicine. Okay, well, kind of wondering how many doctors there are then to do that math. But anyway, contact me if you're curious about anything else that we might have learned in these preliminary steps. And I very much look forward to sharing what it's actually like as I get into it. I'm happily going into this naive right now. We are just openly and apparently on the internet assuming the best and that this is going to work. And those of you who have experienced IVF, you might be thinking that that this is silly, but I mean, I guess think about your first time. You probably went in with all the hopes, and we're just going to go ahead and do that. I feel like I already climbed a big mountain just even believing that I could do this, like just even opening this door. I'm happy to move forward with this, and happy for some strange reason that I'm putting this on YouTube. So thanks again for joining, and I look forward to getting more into it with you. That is all.